What's up, dudes? These are my post-fight thoughts on Pac Bradley 2. You can't be right 100% of the time, but I'm right a lot. And I'll tell you what, these boxing experts, before the fight, I saw Dan Raphael, who I am not a fan of. I don't care what he writes. I don't even follow the man, but I just happened to click on the ESPN2 thing, and he's talking to Max Kellerman, and he's saying, I have an idea who's going to win the fight, but he wouldn't say who would win. In that interview, in that talk with Max, because, you know, he doesn't have any balls to put it out there like most so-called boxing experts. They either tell you, and I've been saying this for years, my heart tells me Pac's going to win. My mind tells me that Bradley will win. What does that mean? That means you really don't have a clue. You're flipping a coin. But someone like me comes on here consistently, tells you straight up who I think's going to win a fight, and I admit when I'm wrong, and I'm going to be wrong sometimes, but I guarantee I'm going to be right on a lot of the fights because I've been watching fights since I was a baby, and I was shocked. Like I said, I'm the boxing expert, all right? I am, because Teddy Atlas is hailed as a boxing expert, and I've been right more than him in the 4 years if you go through the predictions here on who's going to win the big fights. Teddy Atlas said Bradley will win, you know, on ESPN2 last Friday. He will win. He's wrong. He doesn't know. He may know everything. He knows all about boxing. I love Teddy Atlas, by the way. I follow him all the time. I listen to what he says. I enjoy him a lot. Nothing personal against him at all when it comes to, you know, his boxing knowledge. But he knows everything in the world about boxing, but he cannot tell you who's going to win a freaking big fight. I don't get it. I don't understand how he fails at that. But I know more than him when it comes to picking a fight. I just got to be... Sometimes I can't be humble, all right? So I know more than Teddy Atlas. I probably could tell you who's going to win a fight right more than him, and he's one of the top guys. And there's other guys, I watched what they would say when it comes to big fights, and a lot of these guys get it wrong often. And if they don't get it wrong, they don't want to really commit to telling you who's going to win. Whatever, I don't know why they're... You get it wrong, you get it wrong, so what? You know, I was wrong on... What fight was I wrong on? I got to go back in time, but... You can't be right all the time, but I just find it funny how these guys get on TV and they're like, oh, they know all about boxing. They know everything. And they got big ideas and big opinions and big explosive words, but they get the big fights wrong when it comes to fights like Pacquiao Bradley 2 when they're not sure. I was sure the first time when Pac won and he got robbed, and I was sure the second time he won, and I was sure about all the other predictions that I got right, and some I got wrong. Like I said, no one's going to be right every time. It's impossible. Showing the proof, the evidence, you go back 4 years here at this YouTube channel and you will see before the fight, not hindsight stuff, not like I was saying this, I was kind of leaning after they're wrong. You have a history of my fight predictions here, and I will give it straight up who I think is going to win, and I'll tell you why I think they're going to win, and when I'm wrong, because I'm going to be wrong again, because that's boxing. But I will say I'm, what, 75% right, or 70% right, or 80% right? So I thought it was a really good fight. I thought Bradley tried really hard, but I could see he was fatigued. Here's what I don't get. I got to just tell it straight up. I can see something was wrong with Timothy Bradley's legs again. Earlier on, rounds before the HBO commentators, I don't get it. They're sitting there right on top of the ring. I know they're looking at monitors, and they can't tell you that, but someone like me sees that. I know a lot of you guys probably saw that too. How could you not tell that the man had obvious leg problems? And then here's what was the giveaway. In the corner, his trainer, Bradley's trainer, said, when does something, I'm paraphrasing, when does it hurt when you're moving backwards? And Timothy Bradley's sitting there like, yeah. They didn't even say that in the next round. Jim Lampley's saying something else. So I don't get that whole dynamic, how you're going to be on top of the ring, how you're going to be there with the big headphones on, how are you going to have the guys in the truck that can pick that up and tell you that in your headphones. No one sees anything until way after. I don't get that. See, that's bad, in my opinion, bad commentating. You should be able to spot stuff like that, and you should be able to communicate that with the fans right away while the live fight's happening, not 3 rounds after the fact, because that's what happens. And I saw that way before them. But anyway, Bradley was going for one punch. Bad plan. You're going to just roll up on one haymaker, a guy that doesn't knock people out. You're gonna just try to constantly do that and get winded and get tired. I thought he was fatigued. I thought he was going for one punch. Bad game plan, totally. And Pac dominated, like I said, before the fight. Remember, before the fight, I said all the way. Pac all the way. So it was a good fight. It was exciting. Pac hit him with that combo on the ropes, like 10 clean shots in a row. You know, he's obviously the more talented fighter, and it was the same deal before the first fight. He was the obvious guy going in. He was going to win the fight, and he got robbed. So I thought it was a pretty good fight overall. I got to admit, Big Pac fan. Pac has slowed up a little bit. Pac is not the same Pac. Floyd Mayweather is not going to be the same Floyd Mayweather at 37 years old. And if Floyd decides to fight Pac, if he looks good against Maidana, it's going to be too late. Like I said, they should have fought 3 years ago. And it's going to be like Tito Trinidad versus Roy Jones Jr. Who's going to really care? People will care still because they have all these shows now, 24/7. They have all these hype stuff, the good promotions or whatever. But if they fight, it's not going to be the same as if they would have fought when they were younger. That's all. That's it, guys. So I thought it was a really good fight overall, and I think Pac has a lot of leverage now, momentum to make his case to fight Floyd. But Floyd's going to keep on running. Floyd's going to keep on moving, especially if he doesn't look good against Maidana. He gets caught in his legs. He gets wobbled here and there. But we'll see what happens, guys. I just want to say, I just want to put it out there, though. A lot of these so-called boxing experts, writers, whatever, they really, from what I see, there's some dudes that know their stuff, especially the fans, a fight fan like me. They know a lot more than those guys that collect checks off of writing boxing, off of talking boxing, day in, day out, whatever. You know, the guys that pick Bradley, in my opinion, Teddy Atlas is great. But I got to question his boxing knowledge. I mean, he knows everything, like I said. But I got to question when he does this again and again. I think he picked Margarito over Pac. He picks these guys to win these pay-per-view fights. And it's just like, what? It doesn't go along with his boxing knowledge. It just doesn't add up to me. I'm just like, whoa, Teddy, you really don't know much about boxing if you're going to pick this Pacquiao to lose to Bradley when you saw the man was dominated by him in the first fight, in my opinion. Allegedly, okay? All right, guys. So anyway, I want to break down on a hard fight coming up. A fight for Sergio Martinez versus Cotto. It's going to be hard for a lot of these so-called boxing experts to predict that. Let me tell you, they're going to have major issues. But I'm going to tell you who's going to win that fight and why I think they're going to win. And hopefully I'm right. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.